All right, guys, you got this. Let's go. Gun right, triple E. Close, let's go. On one, on one.
Ready?
Ready.
What's up, guys? It's Pick'em with HuddleGG, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Huddle. If you guys are new to this series, what we do each week is we take a few of your guys' questions in the community and we answer them here in video form for you. And if you want a question answered in a future video, wherever you're watching this, just make sure you leave that in the comment section below. And if you do not see that question being answered in a video moving forward, you can always join our Discord by going to HuddleGG/Discord. It's completely free to join, and you can ask us those questions in there as well. But with that being said, let's dive right into this week's episode. And our first question comes from Battle Tested G, and they ask, why is my DB not motioning over with the wide receiver? Right? So there are a few reasons why this could be happening. I can't guarantee the reason that's happening for you specifically without seeing a clip of it, but we'll talk about a few things that we can look for when it comes to our DBs rotating or motioning across the formation with the wide receivers throughout a play. So first things first is when we are going to get those guys motioning across the formation with the receiver, we're going to want to be in man coverage, right? So you can see here on the defensive side of the ball, we're in mid blitz, and what you're going to see is if we go to motion the slot corner or the slot receiver over, you're going to see that slot corner follow him all the way across the formation, which is exactly what we want. Right now, if we're in zone, we're not going to see this motion across the formation, but that's not what we want in those situations, right? You do not want a zone going from left to all the way to the right side of the field, because then he's going to be in a really bad position to defend his zone, right? So again, first things first, you need to be in man coverage. The second thing we want to look at is we want to make sure that we do not move one of our players. Okay, so if we would click onto this slot corner and just move him a little bit before the play, whether it's on purpose or on accident, again, maybe you're switching to a different player trying to adjust them and you accidentally move that corner a little bit, he is no longer going to motion across the formation. As you can see here, we motion that receiver and that guy is going to stay to the left side of the screen, and you can see he's really out of position here if we do that. So again, first of all, we need to be in man coverage to get our guys to go across the formation. Second of all, make sure you do not move any of your DBs who are in man coverage, because that can affect whether they are going to motion across that formation or not. Now, I do want to show you here real quick how we will get a little bit different reaction from safeties at times, right? So you could see there in those last few clips or last few examples we did, that slot corner is going to follow as long as we don't touch him, right? And we're in man coverage. And I want you to see here on the defensive side of the ball, our safeties right now, the right of screen safety is manned up with the tight end, and the left of screen safety is manned up with the running back. If we go to motion this tight end from right to left, you're going to see these safeties will rotate and shift a little, but they're not going to follow that all the way across the formation. You're going to see they're just going to switch responsibilities. So that's another thing that you will see at times. Again, your DBs your cornerbacks will motion across the formation. At times, those safeties are going to stay to their side of the field, and they're not going to go all the way from left to right. They will just switch off responsibilities. Now, the last thing that may be happening is you may be in base alignment, okay? So if we come back out in mid blitz, but we go to base align instead of default or man alignment, what you're going to see here is if we come back out in the mid blitz 0, same play, right? Same play on offense. And what you're going to see here is if we motion that receiver, we're not going to get that slot corner to motion with that receiver any longer. He's going to stay to his side of the field. Again, with base align, they're kind of stuck where they're at to start the play. It does help us disguise our coverage because we're going to come out in the same look every time, but you will not get the shifting and the motioning from your defense that you may be looking for if you are in base alignment. So again, make sure you're in man coverage. Make sure that you are not moving individual players that are supposed to be motioning across the formation with the receiver. And then also make sure that you do not have base alignment set as your auto alignment in your coaching adjustments. And if you make sure you have those three things, you should start to see those DBs, specifically those cornerbacks, motion across the formation when those wide receivers go in motion. Our next question today comes from Lord G-Sun, and they ask, how do you like to defend empty formations? So I'm going to show you two of my favorite ways to defend empty from 3-3 odd, and that again is the game plan that we have over at HuddleGG. I've been in this formation for 4 years now, I believe it is. So again, very comfortable in this, and a lot of my adjustments will come out of this formation. So what we want to do first is we want to have auto flip off, auto alignment set to base, and we are going to come out in the play cover 3 cloud. Now I do use the outside linebacker sub package. That is not super relevant for these two specific adjustments that we're going to talk about here. But again, we're going to come out in cover 3 cloud, and what we want to do first is we are going to show blitz, we're going to pinch our line down, and we're going to contain. Now this is going to help us get some nice pressure off the right edge the majority of the time. Now what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to put the outside corner to the right in an outside quarter. I'm going to man up that right of screen safety to the middle receiver, and then I'm going to man up the right of screen linebacker to that inside receiver, and it's going to look just like this. Now we're going to be using this backside yellow here, and I like to get here in this left of screen A gap and try to make contact with the line and then peel back and just help cover the middle of the field, right? So when they say hike, you're going to see it. We're going to make contact, we're going to peel back, and even if we don't get immediate pressure, you're going to see that we have really good coverage on the back end. Now what we're looking to do pressure wise is we're actually looking to get this right tackle to look to the inside first, which you can see he does here, and a lot of the times he's not going to be able to recover and get back to this outside linebacker here, and the outside linebacker is just going to come in free off the edge. So I'm going to run a couple of reps here just to show you what we're looking for there. Again, we can't get it every single time, but a lot of people that you see that run empty, they do not adjust very well, and you're going to see that guy come off the edge immediately just like that and get very quick pressure. Now again, there is a way to block this, but a lot of people you're going to face that are running empty are not going to adjust their line to block that. Now the reason why this pressure works is if you look at our alignment right now on the defense, we have 5 defenders really close to the line, which is who the 5 offensive linemen have to look to first, right? So again, those 3 down linemen and those 2 middle linebackers, those are the 5 immediate threats to the quarterback. So that's why this right tackle is going to take a step to the inside first to help out there. And then when he realizes that this guy's not blocking, at times it's too late for him to get back over to this outside linebacker coming off the edge, and this is where you see we have the immediate pressure. And again, obviously at this point there's going to be nobody open. It's going to be very hard for him to live in this formation if we're getting pressured that quickly. Now the other adjustment I like to make is just going to be a cover 4 adjustment. So again, I start out in cover 3 cloud. I'm going to do the same thing pressure wise, so we're going to show blitz, pinch our line down, and contain, and then I'm just going to put the outside corner in a outside quarter. We're going to put the safeties both in inside quarters, and at times I will just leave it like this because our hook curl to the right side of the field is actually going to play really aggressively to the 3 receiver side. If you want, you can always put him in a hard flat as well, or even a curl flat. Those are also options, but a lot of the time I'm going to leave him in that hook curl. But again, our goal here is to get that same pressure. Let's reset our defensive lineman there to the left. He got messed up a little bit here in practice mode. But again, this is what it's going to look like here. And then again, this guy, again, this is something alignment wise, your D linemen sometimes back off the line in practice mode. You're not going to see that in game. When we go to say hike, again, we're going to get that pressure off the edge, and you can see that's another type of defense that we can run. I really like that first setup the majority of the time where I man up the 2 guys, but at times I will run to this. But again, you can see how aggressive this guy plays to the 3 receiver side, right? So he's going to take anything vertical quick to the right side, so you don't have to worry about that. The only thing they really could do here is dump it off to something underneath to the right side. But again, we're hoping that our pressure is there by then. If not, we're okay giving up 5 yards, and we'll adjust to that if that is something that our opponent starts to do time and time again. Again, these are not 2 plays that you can run every single time, and no matter what your opponent is running, you're going to be able to stop them. You do need to adjust to what your opponent is running offensively, but these are 2 nice base defenses that's going to allow us nice coverage with 7 back there in coverage, and we're also going to be able to have the possibility to get immediate pressure off that right edge. Our next question today comes from Robert Kane, and they ask, how does edge threat work on an interior lineman? So we're going to first talk about the 3-3 odd formation. Again, we have an entire game plan over at HuddleGG, and this is one of, if not the most effective ways to get an organic pass rush from your interior lineman using the edge threat ability. So what we're going to do is we are going to come out in this formation, again, 3-3 odd, and we can honestly pick any play. Let's just come out in a Tampa 2 look, right? So what I want you to see here is the way that this formation is set up originally. So we're going to have 3 down linemen, right? We're going to have this D end, this D tackle, this D end. Then we're going to have an outside linebacker who is going to be our 4th rusher. The way that the game codes this is they're going to see these 2 guys on the edge, our 2 defensive ends, as our edge rushers here, okay? So we're actually able to get this guy with the ability to light up using edge threat. So what we want to do to get him in a good position is we're just going to simply shift our line away from the outside linebacker. Okay, so if the outside linebacker is here to the right, we're just going to shift our line to the left, and we're going to create this nice one-on-one opportunity with our edge threat and this right guard. Now, this guy here in the left A gap is typically going to take the double team unless our opponent is adjusting their line specifically. Now, if they start to double team this guy, then we can really go to work with this D tackle here, because we're going to get a one-on-one with the left guard, and we'd also get a one-on-one here with the left tackle. So you can have an ability on this guy, you could have an ability on this guy, and again, this is the guy we're really looking to attack with first. What you're going to see here is when we go to say hike, we're going to get him the ability to win one-on-ones here from that spot, right? So if we just run this a couple of times, again, we're just going to shift away from that linebacker. When we go to say hike, you can see that we have the ability there to light up, get that instant win with our edge threat, and get that win there. Again, if we go to the replay and see, you're going to see, again, this guy, it's not going to show him light up in practice mode, but again, we saw that when we ran the rep, he's going to light up and get that super win on the guard. And again, even though he is showing as an interior lineman, he is still one of our 2 defensive ends on this play. And you can see that, again, we get that immediate win to the inside there on the guard, and we're able to get immediate pressure there on the quarterback. Again, like I said, on the typical setup here, we are going to get the double team on this guy in the A gap. We're going to get a one-on-one here to the outside, and we're going to get a one-on-one here to the outside over here as well. So one thing that I like to do personally is I like to attack with abilities in those 3 spots. Okay, so just for instance, I'll just put one more in here. This right of screen in, let's just put Micah Parsons. He has a pass rush ability as well. So we're just going to come out in a play. Again, we're going to shift left. And again, we're able to generate a one-on-one here and a one-on-one here with our 2 guys. And you can even add another pass rusher out here to the outside as well if you would like. But when we go to say hike, again, you're going to see that now if our guy on the right gets blocked, we have the ability to still win to the left. So this just makes it really, really hard for them to block. And it gets a really nice pressure with an organic pass rush with only sending 4. Because again, we have the ability to win here on the guard with our edge threat. And if you want him to be even more effective, if you add a double or nothing here, so edge threat and double or nothing is going to be even more effective from this defensive end spot. But again, you can add an edge threat and a double or nothing, a Colossus, an unstoppable force, whatever you want to add out here to the left as well. Because again, we're creating a nice angle and a nice one-on-one with the left tackle. So we have the opportunity to get the pass rush from the right on the guard, from the left on the tackle, and even on the right side from the right tackle as well. Again, this is one of, if not the best pass rushes in the entire game. The other way that you can get edge threat to work from the inside is certain packages and things like nickel over. With like the 4 defensive ends package, you can get edge threat to work from an interior lineman there as well. Colt 45 is one that put that out on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, I believe. You can go check out that video if you want to check out the specifics on that. But I do think that the 3-3 odd is the most versatile defense in the game, and a way that we can generate, again, nice organic pressure with our pass rush. But we also have really nice blitzes that you can check out over at HuddleGG as well. Our last question for today comes from Ryan Tartarini, and if I mispronounce your name, I do apologize, but they ask, how does reinforcement work? So reinforcement is typically an X factor that can be baked on as an ability at points throughout the year, and what it says here is higher chance to defeat run blocks and disrupt catches. Okay, so if you have a player who has this activated, let's first talk about the defeating run blocks. This is going to essentially be your inside stuff, no outsiders, or you can think about it as run stuffer here, which is another X factor. So you're going to have that portion in this X factor or this ability as well, where you're going to really be able to dominate in the run game defensively with this specific player. Now, the second thing that it says is and disrupt catches. So what that's going to be is it's essentially going to be all of our KOs. So all of our man KOs and all of our zone KOs, but there is a catch with this. With our zone KOs and our man KOs, not only do they knock the ball out of a receiver's hands if they make contact shortly after the catch, but they also have quicker reaction time in defending the pass. Reinforcement is not going to give you that added reaction time, but it is going to give you those actual knockouts. So again, whether he's in a zone or in man, and whether it's short, mid, deep in, deep out, it doesn't matter where he's at on the field, he will, if he makes contact shortly after the catch, he will knock that ball out. But again, he's not going to get that added bonus that you get in things like universal coverage, where you get him reacting quicker to the actual pass itself. So again, you're going to get those or that nice ability to disrupt the run game, but you're also going to be able to, again, get all of those KOs out there. So if you have a player who has the ability to get this activated, it is really nice because, again, if it's a linebacker or something like that where you're going to be in the run game a lot more, it's going to be very, very effective for you there. But also if it's a guy who's in pass coverage, you're going to be able to knock the ball out of a receiver's hands pretty much anywhere you're at on the field, and regardless of what coverage that specific player is in.
And if you guys are looking to get even better at Madden, make sure to join our free Discord by going to huddle.gg/discord. Have a great day.